Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're gonna be talking about V-Rising. Because I've been getting a lot of love on my previous V-Rising videos, I decided to do another one because honestly, I'm really enjoying this game and I just want to talk more about it. And today, we're gonna be taking a look at two things. First one is going to be the latest hotfix for the game, version 0.5041. And also we're gonna be taking a look at the latest Stunlock blog where they talk about some of the future content and updates and their ideas of how are they going to approach that content. And also they gave us a new art that could tease potentially something which is going to be in the future. So without further wasting your time, let's get into the client patch first, and then we're going to talk about the blog. As always, you have the timestamps down below so you can navigate to the content and topics that interest you personally. So let's get into the video. So first things first, we're going to be taking a look at the client patch 0.5041. So generally there was a hotfix yesterday, but it was reverted because some users have experienced a white screen when they were trying to actually enter the game and their game was crashing. So they had to revert that, see what the problem was, and they fixed it in this one, which is definitely nice. So these are some of the things they've added in this hotfix. They've added a texture quality to the graphics options menu, which can greatly reduce texture memory usage, which is nice. Added FPS limit option to advanced graphic options. They changed low quality atmosphere to high quality atmosphere to keep the options menu consistent. This is nice. Fixed a bug where the anti-aliasing option could not be set to anything other than TAA from the main menu. Stairs have been added to the castle floors tab in the build menu to make it easier for players to find them. This is nice, definitely. Now I'm gonna have a problem finding castle floors because it's gonna be in a different position, but that's okay. Fixed missing meshes on particular world objects. This is nice. Fixed an issue that caused performance drops when hitting Knight Marshal sticks, the Sunderer with special abilities, example Mirror Strike. This was a problem for a lot of people, so I'm definitely glad this was fixed. And they also added a respawn hotkey to the controls settings menu. This is nice, very useful. Now maximum clan size has been increased to 50. Game client hosting is capped at 20. If there are more than 10 players online, only the 10 closest and online will appear in the clan HUD. Okay. Clan HUD will now offer properly show names with different colors depending if the clan member is online or offline. This is nice to see. Also, server details will now show the amount of in-game days the server has been running for. This is nice because it's going to tell you if you're entering a server which has people who are already pretty much decked out. And if you're a new player, you're gonna have a harder time, especially in the PvP server. So I definitely recommend going into PvE just to test everything out and to see to feel the game before entering PvP. But PvP is definitely one of the most fun things to do in this game. Fixed an issue where a soul shard could be put in a container if the new user swapped another item in the container with a soul shard in the player's inventory. Okay. Fixed an issue where duplicate armor buffs could be applied to a player, causing their gear level to increase above max. Okay, this is definitely good. You don't want to have this. Altering the refinement cost and refinement rate server settings no longer affects the blood essence consumption rate of the castle heart. Now also the drop rate of the following items has been slightly increased. Seed for various plants, that's okay. I've been generally getting a lot of seeds. My garden is already filled. Schematics, tier 3 research, okay, this is nice because schematics have been a little bit problematic to find and generally discover. And also golden jewelry, that's okay. Now the following items can now be found in the game. They also added a Razor Hood and the Razor Cloak, which also has 3 variants, T1, T2 and Tier 3 obviously. Occurrences of multiple spawns of the same V-Blood units will now be repaired upon server restart, nice. Fixed an issue where the castle player PvP indicator in the escape menu was using game client's local time instead of being retrieved from the server. And also cooldown is now applied correctly when swapping weapons while having a recast active. This means that player can no longer reset cooldowns by swapping a spear or the sword to a different weapon during the recast window. Yeah, this is I mean, this is nice, especially for PvP servers, because obviously it's going to stop people from abusing this, because obviously that gives you an edge when you're PvPing against people, and I know a lot of people were complaining about that, so I'm glad this was fixed. Also, they optimized server memory by removing data from disconnected users, nice. The client no longer tries to load all config files and will no longer get stuck in a white screen if the config files are invalid. I think most people don't have to worry about this. And also, any player can now dismantle castles, structures, and floor if a castle exists without a heart. This could occur due to an issue that was fixed in hotfix patch 0.541. This allows players to clean out structures that would otherwise exist forever due to the missing castle heart link. Nice. Added a loading screen when starting up, which replaces the white screen that was previously there, and fixed an issue where some computers rebooted when connecting to a game. Luckily, I didn't have this issue, but this is everything that they actually have for this hotfix. There's a lot of things which I agree with the fixes, and I hope they continue with this, you know, further on during their development. But it's perfect that we have to talk about that, because the next topic is going to be the latest Stunlock blog. So obviously we have seen that there are more than 1 million vampires or 1 million players who have purchased the game, which is honestly insane. I never expected that we're gonna be going into this. But we do have a statement from the marketing director Jonah Ilves, and this is what he said. Our mission will be to find out what is the most important to our players and how to take V-Rising to the next level. We currently plan to work on more extensive updates rather than run for frequent smaller patches and minor changes. It's also too early to tell when the first bigger V-Rising content patch will arrive, as we will give it time to make sure it brings something new to the experience. This will require more patience from you as a fan. Meanwhile, we will do our best to make sure our first content update will be worth waiting for. So I'm kind of okay with this, for as long as their big updates actually contain a lot of things which is going to be interesting for the game. Because keep in mind, like, V-Rising is doing great, but at the same time it's going to be interesting to see how many players it maintains after 2 months, 6 months, a year, especially when it comes also down to content updates. Because in order to keep the game fresh and interesting, I definitely think that putting out big content is going to be the way to go, obviously. And also, we do have a concept art which they've been showing. It says down here, our concept artists are already sketching possible future scenarios in V-Rising. Especially, we can see a boss here, which is going to be a boss. This is probably going to be our character. We also see very interesting things here. Might be some ore in the future that we're going to get, but the biome looks very nice. Also, keep in mind, when they say possible future scenarios, you're gonna have a lot of these concept arts throughout the game itself, and it's gonna be, you know, they're gonna make a decision with which one they're gonna be going with. So it could be something totally different from the concept art you're seeing right here. But because they placed it here, I think this is one of the concept arts which is definitely going to be something they will consider a lot. And I agree with this, because this concept art and this area, what could become, looks very interesting, and hopefully they release it. But generally, when it comes to the game, there's some things that people have been asking about when it comes to wipes generally, and how that is going to make the game fresh. Because keep in mind, a lot of people are saying that PvP servers need a wipe, because you can become kind of stale, and then you just need to do it, because that's what's gonna bring people back. So they will do it again, and they'll try to this time do better on the server. But at the same time, there is another problem with that, because the map of V-Rising is going to stay the same even after the wipe. If you do know, in Rust, every time there is a wipe, the map actually changes, it alters everything. That means that people who already played V-Rising are going to know where to go and build their castle to maximize their profits, to maximize the ores they get and some of the hotspots in the map itself. But at the same time, you do have games which have wipes and maintain the same map, like for example Escape from Tarkov, and that game is very successful. So again, player numbers and players in the future are going to say, but I do hope Stunlock actually listens to the community, and you know, because listening to the community and going through everything that the community wants, you can kind of, you know, navigate around it and see what is the most important one and what's, you know, not important and something you don't want to put in. So, you know, we'll see. But yeah, so far this is going great, and I'm excited to see future updates, because we still have that part of the map which is inaccessible. So I'm guessing that's going to be the future biome that we're going to be able to explore. most likely that biome is going to be the highest level out of all of them, which makes sense because when that eventually comes out, you're gonna have people who are already pretty much decked out. And yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see what sort of a biome is it going to be and what sort of beasts and bosses we're gonna be fighting there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is everything for today. This is everything I have ready for you when it comes to the hotfix and basically the future of this game. It's gonna be interesting to follow. If you want me to continue covering this game, tell me down below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and also check us out on Twitter and Discord to continue the discussion there. And huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.